the streets of Bed-Stuy, Chris Rock's witty voice, Julius's tight-budget schemes, and Rochelle's famous screams. Everybody Hates Chris isn't just a sitcom, it's the childhood diary of millions. Nearly 20 years have passed, and the laughter of those days has now given way to stories of growing up and the unpredictable journeys of real life. If you find this content interesting, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any other exciting videos. Let's get started right now. And first, the soul of the show, Chris. Tyler James Williams was only 13 years old when he took on the role of the smart, kind-hearted, and often troubled boy in Everybody Hates Chris. With his natural charm and subtle emotional depth, Tyler turned Chris into a childhood icon, a symbol for anyone who has ever felt different. His sad yet witty eyes captured the hearts of millions of viewers. Everybody Hates Chris wasn't just a role, it was the doorway that opened his artistic journey. Tyler was born in 1992 in New York into a family that loved the arts. Fame came to him too early, forcing him to grow up faster than most kids his age. While others were still enjoying their childhood, he had to deal with financial pressure and the weight of fame. Tyler once shared that the spotlight sometimes made him feel lonely and made it hard for him to trust others. That's why he chose to live a more private life, focusing on acting as a way to preserve his own sense of peace. In 2017, his life took a different turn when he was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. This chronic inflammatory bowel condition caused him to lose weight rapidly and undergo multiple surgeries. Rather than giving in to despair, Tyler chose to transform his pain into strength, channeling those genuine emotions into every role he played. He views his illness as a test that taught him patience and the value of slowing down in life. It is this depth of experience that has shaped him into a more profound and authentic actor. Today at 33, Tyler James Williams has stepped out of the shadow of Chris and established himself as a respected actor. He has been critically acclaimed for his role as Gregory Eddy in Abbott Elementary, earning a prestigious Golden Globe, along with multiple Emmy nominations. Beyond acting, Tyler is also an active advocate for mental health awareness and Crohn's disease. From the awkward boy in Bed-Stuy to a celebrated Hollywood star, Tyler is living proof that even when life begins with pain, we can rise above it and shine. When Everybody Hates Chris premiered in 2005, Terry Crews was 37 years old. He stepped into the role of Julius Rock, a father, juggling 2, sometimes 3 jobs, who knows the value of every single bean on the plate. But behind that strict, penny-pinching exterior was a heart of gold and an unwavering love for his family. This role, both funny and heartfelt, turned him into the quintessential image of a lovable American dad, a symbol of dedication and devotion. Terry Crews was born in 1968 in Flint, Michigan. Before becoming Julius, he was a professional NFL football player, but his biggest battle wasn't on the field, it was within his own soul. He married Rebecca King Crews in 1990, and together they built a large family, yet their marriage nearly fell apart. Terry struggled with a deep personal battle with addiction, a darkness he kept hidden for many years. It wasn't until 2014 in his memoir Manhood that he courageously went public with everything. He detailed how he and his wife weathered that storm through therapy, total honesty, and faith. Their marriage, now spanning over 3 decades, stands as a living testament to forgiveness and healing. Beyond that, in 2017, he became a leading voice in the Now Me Too movement when he bravely revealed that he had been the victim of a sexual assault in the entertainment industry. His openness broke the wall of silence and encouraged countless other men to share their own stories. After enduring psychological trauma and immense pressure, Terry found his balance through art and fitness. He sees his daily workouts as a form of mental therapy. Now at 57, Terry Crews is one of the most beloved faces on television. He continues to shine as Sergeant Terry Jeffords on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and as the energetic host of America's Got Talent. He lives happily with his family and actively uses his voice to advocate for men's mental health. At 56, Ernest Lee Thomas appeared as Mr. Omar, the eccentric funeral home director, with a special business relationship with Rochelle. Every time Mr. Omar showed up with his distinctive voice and gestures that were both funny and slightly creepy, he delivered some of the most unforgettable laughs. He turned a supporting character, a man who made his living from the business of sorrow, into one of the show's signature darkly comedic icons. Ernest was born in 1949 in Indiana, into a working-class family. A career in the arts seemed far out of reach, but it was during those difficult years that he nurtured his passion for acting as a way to escape reality. Before Chris, he was already a television legend for his role as Raj in the classic 1970s series, What's Happening? His role as Mr. Omar marked a triumphant comeback showcasing his timeless comedic talent. However, his personal life tells a quieter, more somber story. He has endured profound personal losses, including the passing of his brother, a wound that stayed with him for many years. These pains made him more reserved in relationships, wary of loss, and led him to focus on his career and faith. He has never married and has chosen a single life, finding joy in his work and his dedication to his craft. In the years that followed, Ernest's health became an ongoing battle. He faced serious challenges, including diabetes and vision-related issues. Yet he maintained a positive attitude, using social media to document his journey and inspire others facing similar struggles. Now at 76, Ernest Lee Thomas leads a simple life in Los Angeles, continuing to take on guest roles and speak publicly about health awareness. Whoopi Goldberg was 50 when she appeared on Everybody Hates Chris, as Grandma revealed in one episode to be Tasha's grandmother. Although it was a guest role, the presence of a Hollywood icon like Whoopi brought a special weight to the show. With her sharp, witty, and warm voice, she created memorable moments that perfectly captured the spirit of a wise grandmother who has seen it all. Whoopi Goldberg, born in 1955, is one of the very few artists in the world to achieve EGOT status, winning all 4 major awards: Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. She is a living legend. But her private life has been full of hardships and turbulence. She has been married 3 times and all ended in divorce. After these breakups, she chose to live alone, dedicating her time entirely to her work, her daughter Alex Martin, and her grandchildren. In the 1980s, before reaching the peak of her career, she struggled with addiction and financial hardship, coming dangerously close to losing everything. She fought back, rose again, and reclaimed her place through extraordinary talent. More recently, health challenges struck harshly. In 2019, Whoopi nearly lost her life to double pneumonia and severe sepsis, requiring a lengthy hospital stay. Afterward, she continued to face serious neurological issues that affected her mobility. Despite everything, Whoopi remains resilient. In 2025, she turns 70 and continues to be one of the leading hosts of The View. She lives in her New Jersey mansion, spending her time writing books, doing charity work, and being a devoted grandmother and great-grandmother. She is a living testament that no matter how many hardships life throws at you, you can still stand strong and shine. At 59, Antonio Fargas played Doc, the witty wise grocery store owner who gave Chris his first job. Doc wasn't just a boss, he was a mentor and a trusted friend to Chris. The character's mix of discipline, if you spill something, you clean it up, and kindness reminded viewers of the simple values of humanity and community on Brooklyn's working-class streets. Antonio Fargas, born in 1946, was already a cultural icon long before Chris. Audiences around the world knew him for his role as Huggy Bear in the 1970s series Starsky and Hutch. He was the very definition of cool. His childhood was spent in the tough streets of Harlem, where poverty and racism were daily realities. Those experiences shaped a multidimensional, deeply nuanced Antonio Fargas on screen. His personal life has also been full of turmoil. After his first marriage, he found enduring love with Sandra Dewey Fargas, who stood by him for more than 3 decades. But in 2023, that happiness ended when Sandra passed away after a long illness. It was a tremendous shock, leaving Antonio in grief and solitude in his later years. This loss prompted him to step back from the spotlight, slow down, and reflect on love and faith. Age has also brought its unavoidable limitations. Antonio faced the signs of aging and the fatigue of many years of non-stop work. Yet he has maintained an optimistic spirit, practicing yoga and participating in community health programs. By 2025, Antonio Fargas is 79 years old. He lives quietly in California, occasionally taking part in charity events. His role as Doc remains one of the kindest on-screen bosses ever. At 46, Jason Alexander appeared in Everybody Hates Chris as Principal Lacey, an eccentric, humorous, and often contradictory school administrator. He constantly put Chris in awkward situations, yet remained an indispensable part of the laughs at Corleone School. Although his screen time was brief, Jason's signature comedic talent had audiences laughing and brought to mind his most iconic role, George Costanza, in Seinfeld. Jason Alexander, born in 1959, has had a career that millions of actors dream of, yet it also came with its own curse. After Seinfeld ended in 1998, Jason went through a personal and professional crisis. He struggled to step out of the enormous shadow of George Costanza and faced intense psychological pressure while trying to find his career path after such a monumental success. Fortunately, he had a strong anchor in his marriage to Dana E. Title since 1982, one of the rare long-lasting relationships in Hollywood. In recent years, his health has declined significantly. Jason has faced serious medical challenges, including a cardiovascular incident that forced him to completely change his lifestyle. He has also struggled with chronic digestive issues. These experiences have deepened his appreciation for life. He gave up alcohol, changed his diet, and now uses his story to inspire others to take better care of themselves. Beyond television, Jason is a talented Broadway actor and a recipient of the prestigious Tony Award. By 2025, Jason Alexander is 66 years old. He lives in Los Angeles with his wife, enjoying a peaceful life with their 2 sons. He spends his time on charitable work, teaching acting and participating in poker tournaments. He has finally found peace beyond the massive shadow of Seinfeld. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more, don't forget to hit like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss other exciting videos. Let's continue right now. J.B. Smoove joined Everybody Hates Chris at the age of 40, playing Uncle Raleigh, a charming, smooth-talking, mischievous uncle who often showed up to stir up trouble. Although a supporting role, his energetic humor and warm presence brought a fresh spark to the family dynamic, making him one of the most memorable and entertaining secondary characters on the show. Born in 1965, J.B. Smoove grew up in difficult circumstances after his father left the family. Despite that pain, he found laughter as a means of survival. His role in Everybody Hates Chris was a stepping stone, but his breakthrough came shortly after with the character Leon Black in Larry David's legendary series Curb Your Enthusiasm. This role catapulted J.B. Smoove from a relatively unknown comedian to a comedy icon celebrated for his brilliant improvisational lines. His marriage to singer Shahida Omar in 2007 became one of the greatest blessings of his life. Together, they raise their daughter and often collaborate on comedy projects using laughter to strengthen and nurture their relationship. However, success didn't mean a life without challenges. JB experienced a frightening home security incident that left him with psychological trauma and a prolonged struggle with anxiety. His health has also been affected by years of performing. He has faced persistent pain and relies on physical therapy for relief. To maintain his well-being, he follows a vegetarian diet, practices meditation, and exercises regularly. Now 59 years old, J.B. Smoove lives in New Jersey with his family, tending to his organic garden, and continues to make the world laugh with his role as Leon. He is living proof that laughter can heal even the deepest wounds. At 36, Tichina, Arnold took on the iconic role of Rochelle Rock, a strict yet humorous mother who would do anything to protect her children. Her line, "I don't need this, my husband has 2 jobs," has become legendary. Her character represents the archetype of a black mother, intelligent, practical, deeply emotional, and the glue that holds the family together. She is truly the heart and soul of the show. Tichina Arnold, born in 1969, was already a sitcom star with her role as Pam on the series Martin. However, playing Rochelle elevated her career to a new level. Her personal life, though, has been full of ups and downs. After her first marriage, she remarried in 2012, but the relationship ended a few years later amid turmoil and media attention, leaving her with deep emotional scars. Amidst all the personal turmoil, her daughter Elijah became a source of motivation for Tichina to keep going. Even after losing her father in 2018, she remained determined to live positively, transforming her pain into strength. Yet her greatest challenge has been her health. For many years, Tichina has quietly battled a difficult health journey, facing multiple complex medical diagnoses, including a chronic autoimmune disease. The consecutive hardships have taken a toll on her physically, but never defeated her spirit. She describes those years as a battle between willpower and fear. In 2025, Tichina Arnold is 56 years old and still lives in Los Angeles with her daughter. She continues to shine in the sitcom The Neighborhood. Both Rochelle on screen and Tichina in real life remain enduring symbols of resilience and strength. Paige Hurd was only 13 years old when she played Tasha Clarkson, the sweet neighbor and Chris's first crush. Although not a central character, Tasha represented youth innocence and the purity of first love, an image that left a lasting impression on the audience. She was the reason Chris's heart raced and the cause of countless hilarious and awkward situations. Born in 1992, Paige Hurd grew up in front of the camera, but her personal life has been full of turbulence. Over the years, she began a relationship with legendary rapper DMX, whom she considered a soulmate. When DMX suddenly passed away in 2021 from a drug-related incident, Paige was devastated. She admitted, "A part of my heart went with him." Experiencing such a profound loss at a young age took a heavy toll on her. Prior to that, she had also faced the missteps of youth, including a legal incident that forced her to pause her career and reflect on herself. Those painful experiences, from DMX's death to personal setbacks, helped her grow and become more cautious. She turned to therapy and yoga to heal emotionally, gradually overcoming trauma and returning to the screen with greater depth and emotional strength. Now, 33 years old Paige Hurd lives in Los Angeles, focusing on her acting career. She has had a notable role in the series Power Book II: Ghost. From the sweet young neighbor, Paige has grown into a strong woman who has learned to transform pain into art. Taquan Richmond joined Everybody Hates Chris in 2005 as Drew Rock at just 13 years old. Drew is the lovable, energetic younger brother, taller, cooler, and seemingly more popular than Chris. With his natural charm and innate confidence, Taquan brought the character to life, making Drew one of the most beloved characters among the young audience. Taquan Richmond, born in 1992, faced the heavy pressures that come with early fame. He experienced isolation and the pitfalls of childhood stardom. Years later, he revealed that he went through a dark period, struggling with poor choices that nearly cost him both his career and his self-respect. It was a battle that he bravely overcame. In his personal life, he found stability with his partner Totona Jackson. They share a daughter, Harley, born in 2021. Taquan often says that being a father is the most challenging yet beautiful role of his life. After Everybody Hates Chris, Taquan didn't fade from the spotlight. He built an impressive career, notably playing T.J. Ashford on the long-running series General Hospital, a role that earned him 3 Emmy nominations. His health has also been tested as he suffered a serious shoulder injury while filming, forcing him to take nearly a year off for surgery. During his recovery, he turned to music as a form of healing. In 2025, Taquan Richmond is 33 years old, living in Los Angeles, dividing his time between acting and music. Having learned from past mistakes, he now lives more mindfully, cherishes his family, and proves that there is always a second chance. At 13 years old, Travis T. Flory played Joey Caruso, the school bully who constantly tormented Chris. Caruso is a character who is both detestable and at times pitiable, the classic bully who occasionally reveals his own foolishness. With natural acting and a mischievous charm, Travis delivered hilarious scenes, making his character an essential part of Chris's challenging school life. Travis Flory, born in 1992, quickly felt drained after his early successes due to the constant demands of filming and the pressures of Hollywood. Unlike many child stars who struggle to stay in the spotlight, Travis made a courageous choice. In 2010, he decided to step away from the stage to rest and rediscover himself. He nearly disappeared, avoiding the media and public attention. During that time, he lived with his family, studied music composition, and practiced meditation to regain a sense of peace. He chose a different path, one without red carpets, but filled with tranquility. He has said that leaving Hollywood was not about giving up, but about learning to live more authentically. Fortunately, Travis's health remains stable. He stays in shape and maintains a positive mindset. Now, 33 years old, Travis T. Flory has gradually returned to the entertainment industry, but on his own terms, mainly as a voice actor and independent musician. He enjoys a relaxed life in California, focusing on music and small creative projects. The boy who once played Caruso has grown into a composed artist, choosing peace over fame. Vincent Martella joined Everybody Hates Chris in 2005, at just 13 years old, playing Greg Chris's only white best friend, awkward yet loyal, always standing by him. Greg embodies the essence of true friendship. Vincent's performance not only brought laughter, but also beautifully captured the innocence and sincerity of teenage friendship, adding some of the warmest emotions to the show. Vincent Martella, born in 1992, quickly landed another major role after Everybody Hates Chris. He became the voice of Phineas in the globally acclaimed animated series Phineas and Ferb. For over a decade, his voice became a defining part of a generation's childhood. However, the demanding schedules of these two major projects left Vincent exhausted, sleep-deprived, and facing health challenges. In his personal life, he suffered a profound emotional blow when his father passed away from cancer in 2018. The loss was devastating, forcing him to pause his career to care for his family. He has chosen a private, peaceful life, focusing on voice acting and music. He has never married and keeps his relationships out of the public eye. Currently, Vincent Martella is 33 years old. Recently, he unexpectedly became a global sensation in Brazil, where millions of fans recognized him as Greg, helping him gain millions of followers in just a few days. He continues to voice Phineas and Ferb and enjoys a tranquil life, grateful to the fans who have supported him since his days as the innocent, awkward Greg. At just 12 years old, Imani Hakim joined Everybody Hates Chris as Tanya Rock, the mischievous little sister who always knows how to drive Chris crazy, but deeply loves her brother. Her role brought humor and freshness to the series, making her one of the most beloved child stars. Tanya is a miniature version of Rochelle, sassy, clever, and utterly charming. Imani Hakim, born in 1993, faced the pressures of fame while still in school. This experience made her more introverted and cautious. After Everybody Hates Chris, she stepped away from the spotlight for a time to focus on her studies and grow up in a more normal environment. She successfully built a private life, keeping herself away from media scrutiny. In her personal life, she found peace with actor Chris Naoki Lee. The couple got engaged in 2023 after several years together and welcomed their first son, Kazuo Marley, in early 2025, a moment she describes as nothing short of a miracle. However, she faced health challenges during pregnancy and struggled with anxiety brought on by the pressures of fame. Currently, Imani Hakim is 32 years old. She has made a strong return to acting with roles in Mythic Quest and Snowfall. Living in Los Angeles with her fiancé and son, she balances motherhood with her artistic pursuits. Behind the mischievous Tanya of the past lies a strong, compassionate woman and devoted mother. Kevin Jackson played Jerome, the charming street vendor who always delivered witty lines, especially his iconic "Hey little man, give me $1." Though a minor character with limited screen time, Jerome quickly became a fan favorite thanks to Kevon's natural charm, ease, and comedic timing. He was an essential part of the Bed-Stuy neighborhood. Born in 1982, Kevon Tay's life has been a series of quiet efforts and perseverance within the entertainment industry. Kevon Tay rarely shares details about his personal life, but he has acknowledged that the loneliness and instability of an acting career often left him drained. Music became his refuge, a source of healing after years of striving for recognition. In 2012, Kevon survived a serious car accident that caused severe injuries to his leg and back, requiring surgery and nearly 8 months of physical rehabilitation. That period led Kevin Jackson into depression, but he gradually found himself again through composing music. He views the accident as a wake-up call to slow down and cherish every moment. Currently at 43 years old, Kevin lives in Los Angeles, focusing primarily on music production and post-production for television projects. Although he no longer appears frequently on screen, fans still remember him as Jerome, the charming, wandering young man, a memorable piece of the Everybody Hates Chris world. If you've ever laughed, felt moved, or seen yourself in the stories of Everybody Hates, Chris hit. Like to support this video, share it with your friends to reminisce together and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any inspiring behind-the-scenes stories of the cast who turned their struggles into art and our childhood memories into legends.